Good morning and welcome to our Tuesday morning meditation. I hope you're having a wonderful morning so far. I want to remind you to invite anyone that you think would be interested in these meditations every day, Monday through Friday, and we'll just be happy to have anyone who wants to join us. Today's meditation will be on recognizing what brings you joy. And I invite you to settle in as we begin with these words from Ralph Waldo Emerson. From Self-Reliance. There is a time in every man's education when he arrives at the conviction that envy is ignorance, that imitation is suicide, that he must take himself for better, for worse, as his portion, that though the wide universe is full of good, no kernel of nourishing corn can come to him but through his toil bestowed on that plot of ground which is given him to till. The power which resides in him is new in nature, and none but he knows what that is which he can do, nor does he know until he has tried. Trust thyself. Every heart vibrates to that iron string. Accept the place the divine providence has found for you, the society of your contemporaries, the connection of events. Great men have always done so, and confided themselves childlike to the genius of their age, betraying their perception that the absolutely trustworthy is seated at their heart, working through their hands, predominantly in all their being. And we are now men, and must accept the highest mind, the same transcendent destiny. We are not minors and invalids in a protected corner, not cowards fleeing before a revolution, but guides, redeemers, and benefactors, obeying the almighty effort and advancing on chaos and the dark. In many traditions, it is believed that if you speak out loud your intention of goodwill, that it gives it power and strength in the universe. And therefore, I offer up today our intention to be our elderly. And I don't mean necessarily, maybe I shouldn't say our elderly, but our seniors, many of whom who are um, confined to their homes in a way that they never thought this would be at this stage in their life, right? Uh, Healthy, uh, um, outgoing, vibrant people who are used to volunteering, who are settling into retirement where they should be able to travel and to do all those kinds of things. So I want to, honor them and hold them in our hearts because, they've done a lot. Many of them sacrificed for their careers, their families, their children, their grandchildren. Some of them, so many can't see their grandchildren right now. So I want to just offer them up and ask everyone to uh, hold them in our thoughts and our prayers as we go forward. We've seen some new innovative ways for people with using shower curtains and barriers and visiting people through windows to see each other, but to remember that our seniors, both able and disabled, vulnerable, are all still in need of lots of contact and connection, and sometimes this new world of technology doesn't afford that. So I offer them up today that we remember and be grateful for what they've given us. I also remind us to look to them and to celebrate them in our communities every day. Now I ask you to uh, offer up your own intention at this time. I ask you to think of someone that you would like to hold in your heart or you would like for us as a community to hold together, and I invite you to speak their name out loud in the space you're in, or offer their name up in the comments of this video so we can hold them together. So I invite you now to speak their name, share their name with us at this time. I invite you now to readjust your body to find a more comfortable space and way to sit or lay or stand, whichever you're going to do for our time together. And I invite you to, we'll start with a little bit of stretching, just a little bit of movement. I do believe that, we are looking at a mind, body, spirit connection when we do meditation. And so let's just start with doing just a little bit of stretching. And so we'll raise our hands above our heads and just give a little bit of a stretch. Bring our arms down. I'll invite you to, when you get to, parallel with the ground, just hold your arms out there for a second or two. Let's just, maybe turn your hands up and down. Just do a little bit of stretching. Invite you to push your arms back a little bit and just feel that muscle tension between your shoulder blades. Some of us carry our stress in our backs, and so it's a good place to release. Just come back to center and release your arms down, and we'll just stretch our necks and heads a little bit. So you want to, stretch your neck a little bit to, I don't know what this is, to my right hand side, and then to your left. And again, if you're just doing a normal stretch, flex, you can roll your neck. But if you're doing an actual stretch, do not roll your neck. Go forward and back, left and right, because it's not good for your neck apparently to stretch those muscles in a circular motion. So I hope you're able to stretch out a little bit and to feel a little bit more open physically at this time. So I want to let you know about our meditation source. Our meditation source is a mindfulness exercise from mindfulnessexercises.com. As you know, that's what I'm primarily using on Tuesday mornings is those exercises from there. And I invite you to engage mindfulnessexercises.com. Again, there's lots of different types of meditation there, practices for different types of guided meditations, just reflections. They do have some paid services, coaching, and that kind of thing as well. I invite you to take those up as opportunities. Today, our meditation will be based on noticing what brings you joy. And so we'll go ahead and get started with that. And so just want to remind you that, part of meditation and part of reflection, lots of people think it should be about deep introspection all the time, right? It should be about, what's going on in my life, or, this is, what's happened in my past and how can I change it to go forward. But sometimes reflection and meditation should just be very simple. It should be very simply just to enjoy what is around you, right? To enjoy life and to reflect on, what brings you happiness. So that's what we'll start with today. And we'll begin by just breathing together. So again, if you haven't moved into a space that's comfortable, I invite you to do that now. And we'll just start by breathing together again. So let's go with one deep breath in and hold it for about 2 seconds and then release. So breathe in through your nose. Hold it for 2 seconds and release. One last deep breath in. And exhale. In this practice, we'll be taking a short walk and noticing what makes you happy. So I invite you to find some place to walk. Maybe it's a park, a trail, around the block of your home. Maybe it's just walking in your yard or on the beach or in the mountains or someplace that you find just particularly comforting. It doesn't need to be any place special, and we'll just relax into that space. So again, I'm going to ask you now to, if you so choose, to close your eyes, and we'll just continue breathing. As you start to walk, the first thing that you need to do is to ground yourself, to make sure you're on solid ground and good deep footing. So feel the sensation of walking and the ground under your feet. Feel the shifting of your body as it rocks back and forth as you take each step. I want you to start to begin to walk at a normal pace. While you're walking, kind of let your eyes drift out over the space you're in. Enjoy the space. Maybe feel the sunlight. Or if you're walking at night, maybe feel the warm glow of the moon over you. While you're moving forward, start to look and open your eyes to something that is specifically significant to you, something that stands out. Maybe a flower, a tree, an animal. But just start to focus on whatever it is you're seeing in front of you. As you're focusing on that, think of or feel what emotions come from it. What emotions does it bring up in you? Does it bring up a sense of, ease or joy? Maybe just a simple smile across your face? As you're sitting with that, the thing that you've chosen, that you selected to focus on, maybe start to build a mantra around it. Something like, that tree brings me joy. That color of the sky right now brings me joy. Those birds chirping bring me joy. just continue to focus on that and maybe say that under your breath or in your mind, or start to feel it. Not just say it, but feel it. I encourage you to say it under your breath, and you can feel as you say it under your breath maybe some of that vibration in your body of feeling the breath exhale as you say it. I now would like to invite you to not only say it under your breath or in your mind in silence, but to say it out loud, to voice and to verbalize so you hear it in many forms. When you say something out loud, you are engaging many forms, right? You feel the vibration in your body, you feel the breath leave your body. If you are a person who's hearing, you hear it also. So there's many ways that you can engage these mantras or meditation practices. But one way is to, engage it more in your body physically. So, just continue saying out loud that you get joy from whatever you have focused on. If your mind begins to wander, and we're doing a short meditation with this, I encourage you to, take longer time frames to reflect on these things that bring you joy. But if your mind begins to wander, that's okay. Let it go. And when it takes you away from that thing that's bringing you joy, then center it back. But if your mind wanders and you drift off into something new, that's where you need to be and celebrate that. And I invite you to let go for the moment of whatever you are focusing on. I invite you to, again, expand your mind's eye into the space around you in its entirety. To center on where you are. So as you're still walking, I invite you to slow down, to just take a moment to stop and just feel the space you're in. And when you're ready, to open your eyes and to come back into the space that we're in today together as community. And may we say, blessed be. I now invite you to hold this meditation space in your mind's eye, or to let yourself wander a little bit as we share these next few moments of silence. And may we say together, blessed be. I want to thank you all for being here today. I also want to remind you to not just spend this time in meditation, during these mornings, right? We want to engage these spaces and times when we're together, and but also to use these times throughout your day. And when you do these guided meditations, I invite you to go back and reflect on them, but to also spend more time. So as we go forward, we're doing about 20 minutes here for this whole process. But I invite you to take time throughout your week and to expand those times of silence or meditation, reflection, listening to music, exercising, whatever it is that we're going to be doing. But I invite you to take more time to do that. So increase it, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes a day. And if you do that over time, all of a sudden you're looking at a really nice hour out of your day where you're just centering on yourself. As always, I invite you to let me know if you have any comments or intentions that you would like me to offer. Also, if you have any meditation practice or spiritual practice that you engage in that you would like me to share or you would like to share, I'm always open to that. But until we see each other again tomorrow, we'll close our time today and we'll remind ourselves that we say to each other that we believe that we are connected into something larger than ourselves, that we send peace to everyone in the world, that we recognize that there is goodness and wonder and inspiration and the divine in all of us. And we send love and bless each other, wishing each other well every day as we say together, Amen, Amin, Shalom, Salam, Namaste, and blessed be.